What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to a week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is just too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun. Shaun, how's it going?
Good. It's been a week, hasn't it, Conor?
Well, since we talked, no, but in terms of weird news, yes.
It's been a week full of weird news, I assume. What if I turn up one week and you're just like, yeah, Shaun, nothing actually happened the past 7 days?
That's been happening for years. I just make shit up.
This is just a creative writing class for Conor and an improv class for me.
I don't know. You adopted a parrot or something? I don't know.
Oh, I fucking love to adopt a parrot. Murder? Do you know parrots live for like 80 fucking years?
No way.
If I bought a parrot right now, it would probably outlive me.
If it lived for 30 years, it would outlive you.
Now, what's that saying? Now, is that like my life? Is that like I'm unhealthy? Or is that like, something else?
I've seen your knees.
I'm on the way out, boys. Falling apart.
You just know, if you've been a long-term listener, Shaun he's been walking on one leg now for about 5 or 6 years, and he finally went to the physio, and big news, Shaun, your knee, working?
Just about, yeah. It's feeling a lot better, actually. I put off going to the physio for a very long time. And now I've gone, and like 3 weeks later, doesn't hurt all the time anymore. So,
it just only hurts on the inside now, in my heart.
That's it. What I will say, deep tissue massage, that shit can fuck right off. I paid a man 60 quid to kick the shit out of me for 45 minutes.
You basically walk in, you go, they say, where does it hurt? You point at that exact spot, and then they get a hammer.
Yeah.
And then they just fucking hammer the shit out of it.
Dive in there. And because it's like my upper leg, like my thigh, and it's like all of the muscle, you couldn't feel in between them. It was just all tight. And he ripped all of that apart and then said, 60 quid please, and now walk home.
Miles. You're walking miles home.
Miles. Get on a ferry, walk some more.
It is your first episode of Weird News. What do we do here, Shaun?
You have spent the week gathering all of the weirdest news stories from around the world. You're about to read all of those stories out to me, a man who has been too busy being pummeled for money to look at any weird news.
That was before you went to the physio, to be fair. So, and also, if this is not your first episode, I would really appreciate it. And I'm sure Shaun
would really appreciate it.
I would. He hates you. We would really appreciate if you give this a like and a review. Whatever podcast platform that you're listening to this on would really, really help us out. But Shaun, we start this week with one person. Now, one of our patrons, Ed Ball, sent this into our Detective Divilment's discussion group on Facebook. A great place if you want to keep up with any stories. Normally a bit of a sneak peek as well, because if a good one gets put up there by one of you, I will then steal it and take it as my own idea.
It is, yeah, that group is famously known as the nicest place on the internet as well. So join it. You're not using your Facebook for anything else. Come on.
Let's be honest, lads.
2023, come on.
Woman who married her duvet says her boyfriend is very proud and not jealous.
Oh, no. Presumably that's his duvet as well, right?
Okay. It'd be funny if it wasn't.
What a separate duvet that she married.
A woman who tied her knot with her duvet admitted it's her most meaningful relationship she's ever had.
I'd be a little bit pissed off about that one if I was the boyfriend.
That one would hurt, I think. Pascal Selleck threw an open wedding ceremony on Valentine's Day a few years ago for her royal companion, who she fell in love with. At first sight, she thought. Shaun, at first sight, with her duvet.
Like in the shop when it's wrapped up in plastic.
The artist wedded her single duvet in extra and invited members of the public, her family and her boyfriend to witness the moment.
Okay, can I just say, I love art as much as the next man. Okay, if this is some fucking art project, it's shit.
it.
If she's just mental, that's somehow better.
You know what though? Every time you've ever started a sentence with "I love art" just as much as the next guy, your next line is "This is fucking shit." Just to let you know.
Look, it irritates me, and maybe that's the point of the art. In which case, I'm
a child of Bob Ross. Paint.
Give me some paint. Give me a bit of paint every day. Sculpture.
Do you remember Irish paint magic? What a show!
Oh yeah, do you remember Tina and Dexter?
Oh yeah,
quality.
No, if you're an international listener and you don't know what Irish paint magic is, I would recommend it. Imagine Bob Ross, but he's an old Irish man.
Don Conroy, is that him?
No, I don't think that was Don. I think Don was on another show.
Don was on another show. Don was a legend. Don would teach you how to draw an owl every week, and you'd fucking love it.
He only knew.
He could only draw owls.
He only knew how to do an owl. And I love the fact Irish TV is so small that we were just like, look, he can only draw an owl, but fucking we'll do it. The kids won't notice. It'll be fine.
Be grand. Oh, actually, sorry, just on the subject of kids being fucking dumb. Have you watched Teletubbies recently?
No, I haven't watched.
Grant.
Why are you watching it?
No, this was... Now, look, I will say this is a few years ago. My younger cousins were watching Teletubbies. I was minding them.
You don't have any younger cousins.
I do. I don't know what age they are, but they're younger than me. But
18.
Do you know what they do on Teletubbies? Is that the Teletubbies will have a little fucking adventure. They'll eat their custard, whatever. But then the Teletubbies will throw it to the son, who will be like, oh, and now let's see what's going on at this school event. And then they'll play a little VT of kids doing a bake sale or doing a sports day or some shit like that. And then they'll go back to the Teletubbies and then they'll say, that was great. So great. Let's watch it again. And then they play the exact same VT to fucking pad out time.
You were looking at it and you're looking at the fucking watch. Like, what the fuck is this? They got 14 minutes of content and 14 minutes of fucking replaying the same video.
Like, look, I admire the hustle. Like, imagine if we just did that for weird news, just throughout stories.
That'd be good. We just do 2 stories, then replay the 2 stories, and then we're set.
It'd save us a lot of time, I will be honest. But that's what's up with Teletubbies. But what's up with this woman loving her duvet more than her boyfriend?
Speaking to our favourite Scozers and Halls, right? TV's this morning, Philip Schofield, Holly Willoughby, she explained the relationship with the bedding. I have other duvets before, but I'm always loyal to this one. It gives me warmth and comfort, she said, while hugging the duvet. It's always there for me, in time of sadness and happiness. It's definitely not sexual. It's just like a friendship.
Right, okay. It's somehow better if it's sexual. That's all I can say about that. My question is about the duvet. Is it the inner duvet that she's in love with? Like just the plain... buy it in a bag duvet.
So if you change the outside, is it like they got a haircut?
Is it like getting a haircut? Is it like getting a new suit and putting a new suit on it?
Yeah.
Is it like peeling off its skin and putting someone else's skin on it?
You don't want to be putting on other people's skin. I think that just is an advice for life. Don't be putting other people's skin on.
If I could make one recommendation, is keep your own skin and love it.
See that skin? Keep it. That's what I would say.
I'd hang on to that now if I were you.
My father told me, and his father before him, they said, keep your skin.
Right. An Irish phrase, you're a good skin. That's what that means.
It's a grand old skin.
Grand old skin, sorry, SHKIN.
You're a grand old skin, which just means you're nice. That's Irish for, no, he's nice.
He's grand, he's alright.
So she answered, apparently Johnny, my boyfriend, he understands I'm marrying the duvet for art and to come across a message. We have a really loving relationship. He's not jealous of my duvet. In fact, he's very proud of me. Okay,
what's the message? Surely the artist should be able to say the message.
What? Okay, I don't think we know the message, so... she said the message is it's a celebration of self-love, self-care and self-worth around Valentine's Day, because Valentine's could be a bit sad for people who are not in a relationship. So we wanted to highlight, look after yourself, have a bit of a duvet day and just be okay.
That's look, that's the performance art piece thing that she's doing. She's chosen to convey that by marrying a duvet. I would argue it would be more beneficial to like, to do more tangible things that you could do with yourself on Valentine's Day, or
kind of works against her argument that she's also in a relationship with Johnny at the same time.
Kind of, yeah. Also, kind of like, it's a little bit sad to be like, oh, well, at least your duvet's always there for you. If you said that to someone with depression, that's the worst advice you could give.
If I said that to you, Sean.
Yeah, for example. If you told me, Sean, just stay in your duvet all day, you'll be grand. Oh, Jesus, Conor, there'll be no Weird News Wednesday next week.
That's great advice. I'm feeling fucking fantastic.
But, like, because what I'm seeing is things, have you heard of Palentine's Day, Conor? Or Galentine's Day?
I haven't. Go on, please tell me about
all the single ladies would
put
do
your hands up.
a Galentine's Day, where you just meet up with your girlfriends and you go and have a nice day. Go to have brunch, have a cinema day. Just go out on Valentine's Day and do your own thing. Then there's Palentine's, that's for the boys, and that's where you go out and you have brunch and you go to the cinema and you have a nice day. There's no reason to gender the two. Like, it's the same event.
It's the same activities.
Same activity. You can do them together. You can mix friend groups.
But then you could get accused of, like, putting two groups together. Then what if they fall in love and you're working against their own means?
Oh, that's the thing. That's why.
But then also an example, maybe some of the gals would also fall in love with other gals, or some of the pals would fall in love with
the gals with the gals.
I think we just called the whole thing off. There's too much risk that somebody's falling in love with somebody.
No, there's no love allowed. You have to be properly vetted before you attend one of these days.
Do you like people? No, get in. Go on there now.
You will be paired up with someone who is the exact polar opposite of the person you like. You will then spend Valentine's Day with them and thus learn to love your own company.
We've paired you with someone who's a murderer. As a non-murderer, we feel...
As someone who doesn't want to be murdered.
We feel like the two of you don't have a single thing in common.
So there's absolutely no risk of you falling in love with this person.
This is Jim. He doesn't have his own skin and he prefers other people's skin. And I know you, John, you love your own skin. So we feel like maybe a half an hour together, you might see each other's viewpoints.
Oh, Jim,
and then ultimately have a greater, more fulfilled life. This is Jeffrey Dahmer. We've got him. He loves eating people. You, Tom, you love chicken. Well, I'm thinking, what if we had a bit of a mix and match?
So you guys are going to a deserted island together,
where they only serve dessert. What will you do?
You're going to be hungry. But I like the marrying your duvet as an art piece. Fine. But I just think there's better things you could do to tell people.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You're Johnny.
You're right.
How do you really feel?
Tired, I suppose. One,
Ironically.
because the duvet keeps being brought out to media appearances.
Yeah.
And two,
and cold.
Cold, chilly. It's February, lads. Like, you can't be duvetless in this weather.
No.
But I would also feel tired because this is the only conversation topic that is ever asked about in any social setting, I guarantee you. It's not, Johnny, how's work going? It's, so you married your duvet? Yeah, I did. Yeah, like, Johnny goes back in his box and sits quietly.
Do you think he hates duvets?
I do. You know what? This man is only going to sleep with one of those emergency foil blankets from here on out.
No, I think it's one of those, right, where you'd actually be okay with it, right? Look, if your significant other was like into something, you're like, okay, cool, not harming anyone, fair fucks. It's when she goes on live television and starts going, this is the most meaningful relationship I've ever had. I would 100% be like, alright, hang on.
Alright, can we dial it back a bit? Like,
just hang on for one fucking second here, because if I went on TV and I said I had my most meaningful relationship with, I don't know, a light, I think there'd be fucking questions and I might actually be put through a fucking wall by the time I came off the set.
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. Like, what's an acceptable thing to say is the most meaningful relationship? Surely the person you're in a relationship with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that wouldn't go over too well.
I don't feel like I need to explain that. But I think if you're in a relationship and you think to yourself, I have a more meaningful relationship with that inanimate object than I do with my own partner, I feel like you might be in the wrong relationship.
That's it. Get a new partner at that point.
Get a new object.
But no, Conor, if
a partner?
If an object can supersede a partner, get a new partner.
Marry the object?
Marry the object. Marry the object. But don't objectify people. Love your own skin.
Not someone else's skin, please.
Not someone else's skin. Your skin.
Don't be eating other people's skin.
Don't eat skin, but don't objectify and love self. Self-love. Practice self-love.
Do you think we should have like some sort of relationship, maybe class?
I think we do couples therapy, honestly. Like we get licensed, we set ourselves up.
But here's the thing though, the two of them, no matter who they are, they would leave feeling more united in their fucking hatred of us. That they're like, those two, they were fucking weird. Yeah, they were really weird.
And then on the way out, we charge them 60 quid and kick the shit out of them.
Good thinking. And then beat up their knees.
Yeah, and I take their knees.
You take their skin.
No, not their skin, just their knee. They can keep the skin. It's the knee I have.
How are you getting the knee out?
I can get a knee out through some skin.
Please, move in. We got him.
Hey, wait, Conor's wearing a wire.
We got him. It took 219 weeks, but we finally got him to admit the fact that he loves stealing people's knees.
It's 220 weeks, actually, if my titling is correct.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I at this point, numbers mean nothing to me because we've stopped numbering them.
It's kind of intimidating to click on weird news 212.
True, that is true. For any new listener, you're like, episode 200. What the fuck? So yeah, now they're just all called weird news.
Yeah, look, I think it's a worthy change. Anyway, this is behind the picture stuff that you don't need to hear about.
I think this is just a general chat.
I think it is at this point.
So, Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news. And I really feel like this one might catch your eye. Because do you ever do something and then try and back out of it and it's the worst decision you've ever made in your whole life because person who paid 62 grand on Mr. Blobby costume backs out of sale at last second?
I mean... 62 grand, the original Mr. Blobby costume, or was it a forgery?
I think it's one of the costumes. So this is over eBay. A seller started an auction on eBay to find a new home for a long unloved Mr. Blobby costume. It was made for an overseas version of Noel's house party that was ultimately cancelled, meaning the costume had been gathering dust for decades. However, the costume was originally listed with the low starting price of just $39 because who the fuck wants a Mr. Blobby costume? Who
in their right mind would pay any amount of money for people that don't know? Mr. Blobby was a character on a show back in the 80s, 90s called 90s called Noel's House Party, and he's a viscerally unpleasant pink and green creature who speaks in a high-pitched whine.
So you know, like how children's characters or characters that dress up for children are always horrifying as an adult.
Yes,
Mr. Blobby's the most horrifying. Like he has a aura around him of danger to me. I just think he's unpredictable, and I don't like what he's bringing to the party. He looks fucking weird.
Yeah, now, and what I will say, and I'll come clean about this, is that I had a Mr. Blobby plush when I was a kid.
You're ridiculous.
Look, and not only that, my brother had an identical Mr. Blobby plush. There was two in the house.
It was 2 for 1 at Christmas, I think.
And I remember, Conor, 2 for 1 in the North Pole, I'll have you know. And I remember liking it as a kid. And then the older I got, the more I didn't want that thing to be in my bedroom.
Under my duvet. With me.
The most meaningful relationship I've ever had.
The seller, who wishes to remain anonymous, had listed it ahead of a house move, and naturally they were shocked. they were shocked when it started to attract so much attention as it quickly spiraled out of control. So, speaking to the BBC, the seller said, I thought it would get to a level of maybe £100 perhaps. So I was shocked really that at the end of the day it was 63 grand or 62 grand it ended up with. I think it was one of those things that was driven by social media. But ironically, it was not being sold to make money, but to make space. So, under eBay's terms and conditions, winning the auction is a commitment to buy the item. So, you can't back out, I think, after the auction is finished.
Yeah,
under their terms of service.
Yeah, I've bought a couple of things like that off eBay, where if you bid and they're like, you bid 100 quid, they're like, okay, before you do this, this is a contract that you have to pay this money.
However, what happened was, we think a drunken impulse purchase of 62 grand led that somebody won the auction while they were drunk, then woke up the next morning and realised, I've won the auction, and have now just gone missing. They've vanished to try and not pay the 62 grand for an item they clearly do not need.
No, because who needs it? Like, it's not even the original one that there's like some collector value. It's like a replica for an offshoot of Mr. Blobby.
So my question, Shaun, to you, how do we find this person? And can we then make them pay for it? Or do we just leave it and maybe do the auction again?
I think now, I don't think do the auction again. Because I think now people are just going to take the piss and drive up the price, is the whole game. How to find the person? Clearly when they're drunk, they want to bid on esoteric 90s nostalgia merch. So I say we get a load of S Club 7 CDs, make those into a big trail along the streets of England, and then big box with a stick holding it up, rope attached to the stick, pull that, he's trapped.
Yeah. And in the box we get Bradley from S Club 7 and we just tell him sit there till somebody arrives.
What's he doing nowadays?
I don't know, but we get one of them. Joe is probably sitting around doing nothing as well. I'm sure we get one of them. You're not getting Rachel, but you might get the rest.
Yeah, I think some of them aren't doing too well at the minute. Just in terms,
they aren't or are
not are not doing well. I saw something about it online recently. I'll tell you something though.
Between you and me.
Yeah.
Bangers. Nothing but bangers from S Club 7. I'll die on that.
No skips on that album, man. Like it's
no.
Any S Club 7 album, keep going.
Like, you reach for the stars. I mean, you go with that for the dance floor one. Like, it's back to back.
You're at a wedding and some fucking hero of a DJ puts on Don't Stop Moving.
Yeah. You're right. Like, everyone's up. Everyone's being honest. And everyone, like, S Club 7 they're the truth. So, have you ever seen their movie?
No, I haven't actually.
The S Club 7 movie, and it was a cinematic release.
Why? Why was it a cinematic release? We can put that in the hat for help.
I'm pretty positive the plot is that there's clones of S Club 7 and they're robots. They make robots of S Club 7 because the robots would be better than the real people, and it's half musical, half not, and it just involves a lot of scenes of them singing their own songs, and then they would act out little bits in between.
That's kind of terrifying though when you consider what AI is doing to art and music at the minute.
Well, this is they actually were ahead of the game.
Yeah,
they seen it coming.
Because there's often been people saying that pop music and pop stars are very carefully crafted to appeal to a mass audience. And then maybe like they're almost robotic, and that was what S Club was really trying to... Do you remember S Club Junior?
I do. Because S Club were so big that they got a junior. Nobody else got a junior.
No, there's no fucking Take That Junior. Take
or
this.
Or Backstreet Boys Junior.
Yeah. Or Disney No, well, actually...
You'd have to call it Backstreet Babies, because you couldn't go... Because they've taken the boys, whereas like if you went Backstreet Men originally, then you could go boys, but you can't. I'm just thinking out loud here, Shaun.
Yeah. Then what other boy bands are there? Westlife? NSYNC. You could do lowercase NSYNC. I'm proud of that
But
one.
you'd have to explain that like every time.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it's
someone play
different.
NSYNC. Which one?
Which one? In lowercase or uppercase? You have to say NSYNC or NSYNC. It's one of them.
How much money would you pay for, like, okay, so say Mr. Blobby, character, mascot, costume, whatever you want to call him. What costume would you pay 64 grand for?
Oh, okay. Is it worn by somebody? I've never understood getting something that's been worn by somebody else, but
Let's say it was made for the production but never actually used. So it's brand new, but it looks exactly like the thing that you like the most.
Robert Pattinson's The Batman suit.
Honestly, I was also going to say Robert Pattinson's The Batman suit.
What a suit!
So fucking good. I would just wear it around the house. I'd wear it to work.
You would. Because he just looks so cool. I don't know if I have the jawline to pull it off, but fuck me, I'll give it a go.
Fucking, like, I think anyone, you'll grow a jawline once you get into that suit.
Grow a jawline for that, lad.
Yeah.
I mean, I was also thinking the white Power Ranger suit from the 90s, because I was thinking 90s.
That's pretty fucking cool. That is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I was thinking a Jack Sparrow outfit, because, you know.
I think that's a bit common. I think you can
think
get
so?
them everywhere, though.
Oh, a good one, though. Like a really fucking good one.
Oh, okay.
Not one of the ones made of paper.
Not the ones made of black bags that you colour in.
Oh, wait. I know what I want. Michael Chiklis's The Thing suit, but proportioned to my body.
I know what I want. Michael Chiklis is the Shield outfit given to me. Just a jacket and jeans, please.
My stag do, whenever it happens. I want it to be Michael Chiklis themed, please.
We love Michael Chiklis on this show.
He's one of the patron saints of the pod.
Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and I have a woman with a strange addiction that I think kind of relates to our first story.
Oh.
But, I mean, it's weird that we had them both in the same week. Woman who has strange addiction to eating mattresses ate her mother's bed.
What? How? What kind of mattress? What? That's fucked. Is it one with springs?
They say everyone is addicted to something, Shaun. I'm addicted to winning. But you probably wouldn't assume that the something, in one woman's case, was eating mattresses. There's so many things you can get addicted to in this world, and new stuff people can get hooked on. They're popping up all the time, Shaun. This is a weird article.
Fortnite, scratchy lottery cards, the drink. All of these things you can be addicted to.
The drink, the drugs, the rock and roll.
The rock and roll lifestyle. We've all been there.
So these days, more people are seeking to shake off an addiction to the popular video game Minecraft than they are to crack cocaine.
Stop doing this. This isn't good journalism. You're just trying to get clicks and it's pathetic.
You're filling words. Stop filling words. So on top of that, people with serious habits who can keep up their addiction for years, like the guy who got hooked on Pepsi and drank 30 cans of the stuff every day for 20 years. What does that have to do with this?
I mean, if he switched to 2-litre bottles, his recycling level would actually go down. You know?
Actually,
the cans are going to take up space.
Actually a good, yeah. However, on the TLC show, My Strange Addiction, Shaun, they have now covered what I found to be a real strange one. It was a woman named Jennifer, where she explained that she got through about a square foot of mattresses a day and moved on to eating her mother's mattress after eating all of the mattresses.
Why? How do you first get the thought of, I'm going to eat that mattress?
She said, I like my mattress, plain and straight up. No mayonnaise, butter, none of that. Just straight up. The side effects of eating mattresses is, she says, it enters my body and leaves my body. It enters my system and it goes out of my system. I suppose that's the side effect of every food, Jennifer. Just to kind of let you know.
That is how the digestive process works. The exception being that usually you extract fucking nutrients from the thing you eat.
Jennifer explained that she first got into eating mattresses when she was just 5 years old and started eating the sponge from her seat in the family car. it just went from there. And while she hadn't suffered health problems from her addiction, it did it did lead to risk of liver damage, intestinal blockage, or death.
Yeah, all of these things are possible. Google. I've Googled what is a mattress made of.
Yeah, go for it.
Can be made of polyurethane foam, viscoelastic foam, latex, felt, polyester, cotton, wool, and non-woven fibre pads, Conor.
Nom 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 nom.
No.
Oh, you're making me hungry just even reading them out.
Did her parents... If I started eating the fucking back seat of the car, I'd be leathered. And then also probably taken to a doctor.
Leathered? They beat the shite out of you and then bring you to the doctor. We just beat the shite out of him.
Oh, why? Oh, he was eating the car. Oh, yeah, fucking fair play.
Fair enough. And the doctor just starts beating the shite out. I mean, how do you get involved in this? Like, you eat some in the car, but surely somebody says, maybe don't eat that. And to eat a whole mattress, her mother's mattress, that's fucking amazing.
How many mattresses has she gone through, do you think, lifetime? Like,
in her life. So, what age was she? She was 30, I think.
when the show was on?
Oh, no, I never gave her age. So,
right.
Let's assume she's 30.
She'd probably get through a square foot a day. That's a lot of mattress per year. That's 365 square feet of mattress per year.
It's almost, to be honest with you, it's almost too much mattress in your diet.
Too much mattress for one person. It is. Look, it's an example of the indomitable human spirit. Because if you walked me into a mattress warehouse and then said you have to eat these, I would think it impossible. But she's found a way. Honestly,
little by little, every single day you do a little, adds up to a lot, Shaun.
It's true. You tip away at it, you get better.
As the Irish term, you tip away at it until it works.
Yeah, which I'm not sure where that comes from, but you know, just keep chiseling away.
It must come from like a tree chopping or something.
Chip
like
tip away. One chip a day, the tree will fall down eventually, won't it?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
It's a very small chip and the tree grows faster.
Have you ever heard of any strange addictions, or have you ever had any strange addictions, Shaun?
I've never had any strange addictions. Just the regular run-of-the-mill ones.
Drugs, drink, rock and roll.
Quality podcasting, of course. Minecraft, we can't forget that.
No, sorry, let me just introduce it properly.
Yeah.
These days, more people are seeking to help shake off an addiction to the popular video game Minecraft than they are to crack cocaine. Just to let you know.
Well, good, it says I. It's probably
that's the problem
withdrawal.
With the kids these days. Too busy playing Minecraft, not enough crack cocaine.
The crack market has plummeted recently.
And as a dealer myself, I'm fucking livid.
No, that My Strange Addiction show feels like you start watching it and then at a certain point you're just like, oh man, I really shouldn't be entertained by this, should I? This is wrong. Also,
there was one woman I remember who ate dirt.
Yeah, I've seen the dirt eating woman. There was I think it was another woman, and she was obsessed with cleaning shower drains and like digging the hair out and shit like that. And I'm like, that's the worst job in the house. That's the worst
literally nobody wants to do that.
It's that, and then the little coin trap on the washing machine. Just the worst. Horrendous.
You know what the trick is? Never clean the washing machine. That's the dream.
Have you never cleaned the washing machine, man?
No, just leave it until it breaks. Then just knock down the house. Build a new house.
Whole house gone. Leave the washing machine where it is.
Whole house. I would knock the whole house, burn it. I would burn the house down and then start again.
That's fair. That's respectable. I like that. And then I don't know. I'm like, what is it? I definitely played, just on the Minecraft thing, I definitely played that a lot, like when I was 14 or whatever. But I don't know if that was an addiction or I just had no social life.
I feel like it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
Because I think if you're 14, every single one of us are 14, we do shit that we don't do now.
That's
right?
true.
So if you have a 14-year-old and they play video games, it's probably fine because... Yeah. Like, when you were 14, you were also probably doing something stupid that when you're 25, you're like, I don't really have time to do that all day anymore.
Once the frontal lobe develops, you're really just like, no, I got too many things, I got too much sleep to not have.
Sometimes I like to go back onto the Xbox, be like the old geezer back out of retirement one more time, see what happens.
One more job.
It's one more job. Turn on FIFA, like I used to be good back in the day. Let's see what happens.
No, I'm not with it. And what is it? It scares me.
Yeah, they've changed what it was. I used to be with it. Sean, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this is one of my favourite stories. Virginia basketball coach fired for impersonating 13-year-old in game.
How long did it take before being discovered?
A 22-year-old Virginia basketball coach has been fired after being accused of attempting to pass herself off as one of her 13-year-old players during a game. According to Norfolk's News, when one of the members of the Churchland Junior varsity girls basketball team in Portsmouth was out of town earlier this month. So they're down a player. Mm-hmm. The coach is there. Arlisha Boykins, she's the coach. She's like, what? They don't have enough players.
She's the head honcho, the big cheese. She has to remedy this.
Yeah, and we can't find another child, obviously. That would be ridiculous.
No,
I want to win the game.
That would take months to make.
Yeah, and so she decided the best option was to impersonate the absent player in the game against Nanesman River. The coaches always preach to the kids about integrity and those types of things. So I was just shocked the father of the 13-year-old who had been impersonated by Boykin said, I just need an apology because I hadn't received one from anyone at the programme.
That's bad form. That is bad form.
There is video of this 22-year-old, by the way, playing the game against 13-year-olds.
Okay, how do I search this without ending up on a list?
I don't know if you can search 13-year-old basketball.
No.
Women's basketball game. You might be arrested.
Coach impersonates basketball player?
Good. Player, that's good.
Virginia basketball coach fined for impersonating a 13-year-old game. This is from The Guardian. It's from a reputable website. It's fine.
They've got to have a video, surely.
They've got... Oh, yeah, here we go. I'm going to turn the sound down. It's a video of a news report of the video.
Oh, perfect.
And then... I mean, it's an adult... It's very clearly an adult playing on the fucking court.
It's a woman who's about 5'7" or 5'8" playing with a bunch of 4 and 9 children.
I mean, and clearly, like, also coaching them while she's playing. Yeah, like giving them coaching advice.
She's like making subs. Like, fucking hell, that 13-year-old's really advanced.
What if it's a thing of like she has to keep zipping back and forth between it during the game? Like the ref goes and looks for the team's coach, and then she has to like quickly put on a big hoodie and fucking sweatpants.
You're thinking like a Mrs. Doubtfire situation where you had to be in 2 places at once, dressed as 2 different people.
Yeah, and then down the hall she's invited to a really formal dinner. And she has to like put a whole tuxedo on. By the end,
she has 2 dates to the dinner as well.
Oh yeah, and they don't know. They don't know. She said yes to both of them.
They've never talked to each other. How is she going to keep this up for the whole night?
By the end, she's trying to take a 3-point shot wearing like basketball shorts and a 3-piece suit.
Sipping champagne in one arm, throwing 3 pints into the other.
Fucking.
The referee's like, hang on a minute. You can't be drinking champagne.
Ref, show me where in the rules it says that a player can't drink champagne.
Right here.
It's like, you're 13. Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. So, Boykins, who's an assistant coach of the team, is no longer an employer at the school. According to the news, they were first tipped off about the story by one of the players' parents who were at the game and clearly must have been like, isn't that the coach? Why is she playing?
It's like, I certainly didn't bring my daughter to the game today, so I don't know what to expect here.
So apparently, footage from this game shows Vikings driving to the basket and blocking their shots of the other team.
Well, she shuts them down, like. It's not even fair.
Just like a grown adult just smashing the ball away like, don't bring that weak shit in here, little girl. Do not fucking bring that weak shit around here. I'm going to block it every day.
It's honestly, I feel there should be a rule that you're allowed to do this once. You know?
You get the break glass in case of emergency for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You get to bring in an adult.
Yeah, and then you can just see what happens. And you can pick the adult beforehand, they'll be signed off, that's all cool.
Yeah.
But just 5 minutes with the adult, and you have to decide when to use them. You can save it for the last game in the season, or you can do it like early doors, get a few points early on.
You only get one go at.
Yeah.
And then one of the kids is like LeBron James's great cousin, like 67 times removed. They're like, I know LeBron, let's get him in for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I want it to be like, it's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but you can't clear it with the adult beforehand.
They just get chosen.
Yeah, like on game day. No, sorry, the day before, 24 hours before, you get to ring them and say, listen, be ready, you're going to be drafted in. And then they, wherever they are in the world, can choose to try and get to this basketball game.
Yeah. Then you also have the added drama where like you like press the button and a big alarm goes off, but everyone's looking around like, where are they going to come from? Are they here? Are they not here? Did they make it? And then suddenly like they just burst in through the doors and all fucking hallelujah plays.
And the absolute funniest thing that you could possibly do is you get Bill fucking Murray to run in and say, I believe I can be of some assistance. Like from
just
Space
for the gag.
Jam. Just for the gag.
Just in the movie Space Jam.
But 80-year-old Bill Murray, he's not going to win you the game, I'm going to be honest.
No. See, that's the thing. You got to sacrifice it for the gag. So sometimes that's more important.
Yeah. And look, you can take any number of gags. You could bring Shaq in. That'd be pretty funny, I would say.
I would like to watch Shaq play against a load of 13-year-olds and just fucking wreck shop.
And the other team, their adult is like one of the kids' dads.
Get him, Dad!
He just like looks up.
He's like 6 foot and Shaq's like 7'3". Just like looking down. I'm like, what are you gonna do?
Try me. Just try me.
Like, and the kid's dad is like good, but like he's like good for like the dads.
Yeah.
And like Shaq is just Shaq.
But Shaq just like is just walking around the court. Like no one can touch him.
My cousin Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Quick, get in.
Wow, bringing out a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar reference. In 2023.
Brother. So, I mean, I just thought that was so funny. The coach, I love the idea of her, like, before the game. There's a moment where she commits to this.
Yeah.
And she's like, this will work. Obviously, this will work. This is the greatest plan.
But surely the crowd must have been like, wow, that one 13-year-old is really good at basketball.
That one giant, clearly woman in her 20s, 13-year-old, is really good at basketball.
Like, yeah. And also there's no coach present, I can see. So who calls timeout in that scenario? Because there's no coach.
They have to press the buzzer. They bring in somebody on the sidelines, one of the parents, they come in and they're coaching.
Was it a case that if they didn't have a full team, they'd have to forfeit?
Yes.
Oh, man. I mean, in that case, you could find another 13-year-old easier, though, surely.
Anyone. Just find anyone and it'll be fine.
You don't lose your job. Like.
No. They've also declared the end of the season, apparently. The parents and the team have decided to disband the team for the rest of the year.
In disgrace.
In disgrace.
For the rest of the year? It's February.
Yeah. It's done. It's game over.
Fucking hell, boys.
Yeah. Sean, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and I have teenager playing hide and seek found days later inside shopping container in another country. Shipping container, not shopping container.
Both are shocking. Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, I want to hear this story, but then I also want to pitch something to you.
A Bangladesh boy who accidentally locked himself inside a shipping container playing a game of hide and seek was discovered 6 days later in another country. The 15-year-old, identified only by his first name, Fahim, was playing hide and seek with his friends in the port city in Chittagong when he hid inside a shipping container and fell asleep while playing the game. The container was then shipped to Malaysia on a commercial ship.
This is fucked. How did he not die?
The boy was just believed to have entered the container, fell asleep, and found himself in Malaysia.
But wait. He wasn't in the container for 6 days. He was just found 6 days later. Because I'm fairly sure you die after 3 days without water.
A video posted on Reddit showed Fahim disorientated and confused after going 6 days without food or water.
How is this child alive?
He was seen being taken away on a stretcher. He received medical attention, and the authorities are in the process of basically filling him full of liquids and food.
Yeah, that's fair. I saw a TikTok, and it was like someone our age who like worked in an office, had a regular job, and they were feeling sick, and they went to the hospital. They were like, "Oh, you might be a little dehydrated. We'll just put an IV bag of fluids into you." And they emptied one bag of fluids, and the doctor was like, "Oh, you're still really dehydrated." And another bag went into him. Yeah, you're still so dehydrated. They had 3.5 bags of fluid put into them before they actually like went to the bathroom. They were that dehydrated. What? Just in their daily life, they just didn't drink enough water.
Is this you?
No, I drink plenty of water. I just chase it down with Monster every so often.
Monster's full of water, isn't it?
There's water in Monster.
So there's got to be somewhere along those list of ingredients.
I drink the tropical punch one. I'm getting my fruit as well.
Tropical. It's in the name.
It's in the name, lads.
How does Guinness get watery? It's fucking water in Guinness as well, lad.
Lads, come on. You know they pump all the
I'm going to ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
You know those 3 bags to fill them back up, like dehydration. Look, I'm going to ask the question everyone's thinking, as we are 2 Irish people. Shaun, were they on the fucking drink? Were they on the drink the night before?
I'd say they might have been on the drink, honestly.
They might have been on the fucking drink.
Yeah.
They might have had a fucking a few quiet ones.
A few not even so quiet, I would say. Do you know what? Like wine would properly like dehydrate you, just because it does it to you. You can also that's a service as well. You can buy the fucking IV hangover cure. Like how. If you're spending money on that,
I heard something about that.
Yeah, it's like a Vegas thing. It's quite popular, I imagine. But if you're at that point of hungover, like dial it back a bit, I would say.
What's the most hungover you've ever been, Shaun?
Okay. There was one time I drank like a 6-pack of beers, but then I realised they were 10%.
Yeah. So 60% of you was alcohol at that point.
Pretty much. I just kept getting sick in my friend's house. She brought up a story about she saw someone clipping their toenails on a bus, and that sent me over the edge. And I just went and got sick again. That time, that was pretty bad. There was one time I full on slept through a day. That was after my graduation from college. And I had people come in and tell me, no, you should probably lie on your side just in case.
In case you die?
In case I die, yeah.
What were you drinking?
It's whatever was going, to be honest.
Anything and everything, lad.
The last thing I remember, because I had cans in the house before, and then we went to the pub, and I remember...
That's how you know it's a good night. You have to go, when you're going to the pub, you have a few cans in the house.
Yeah, it's a classic tradition. But we left the house, we got to the pub, I was fine, I remember all of this. I opened the doors, and then I heard my other friend say, "Get this man a whiskey." And then I woke up 6 hours later in front of a water fountain. I'm not proud of that. I mean, as an Irish person, I feel like that gives you rite of passage, because everyone's like, sure, Jesus, I had that on my own birthday. My 7th birthday I did that. Absolutely.
That's grand,
absolutely. Sure, my father was giving them to me, like.
So my father was giving to me. Or like the place in your town that does pints of whiskey.
Yeah, they stopped doing that. But back in...
that's when the world went, these fucking wokey lads, right? You know what I mean?
That's when gentrification fucking came in.
And these kids coming in, they're too wake stomached for the old pint of whiskey with the lads.
Stomached. Not even weak, wake. The bit of a deviation, but just on this story. Yeah. What if, like the Purge, once a night, all of the adults had a big game of hide and seek.
Okay.
Or, just a hide and seek with the skills you now have as an adult. I think that would be excellent.
Your idea is that we would be better at hide and seek now than we would have been then.
More creative, I would say.
I would say less creative, Shaun, because I feel like
so?
I think when you're younger, you got that imagination. You got big dreams, little legs.
I think no, because kids learn how to play hide and seek by watching cartoons about hide and seek, and so they hide behind the curtains, but they leave their feet showing on purpose because that's funny. They hide under the bed. They hide in cupboards. This kid with the shipping container, I'll give it to him. That's a good idea. All right.
Go to Malaysia.
No one found him. He won.
You can seek all day, lads. You're not going to find me.
You put me, and if I'm an adult, you put me in a shipping container. Give me some candles. I'm grand.
Yeah. No, you're not.
Make my own fun.
Like, first of all, he ended up roughly 2,300 miles from his home country. They originally thought he was a victim of human trafficking. But then they eventually had to determine he actually was playing a game of hide and seek and had not been trafficked by any gangs or anything. It was just literally, he went into the container. It took everyone so long to find him that he fell asleep and then woke up in Malaysia.
I mean, best case scenario, I suppose. So 2,300-ish miles. Let me just see where we could get from in Ireland.
Okay.
Could get to Albania, Conor.
Oh,
pretty good. Switzerland would be a breeze, 857 miles. Now it is landlocked, so that might be an issue in the shipping container. 2,370 miles. Do you know where I could get you in a shipping container?
Where could you get me?
Cyprus, Conor. Wouldn't
this
you
is like
love
Ryanair selling me tickets. Do you know where I could get you in a shipping container?
Give me €1. You'll be given a seat.
Give me a tenner. I'll stick you in the fucking box. You go to fucking Cyprus, lad. You'd be delighted.
Look, I'm just saying, this story didn't end as bad as it could have. This is now his 2 truths and a lie forever. How do you explain that to your family? Where have you been? Well, I was in Malaysia. How did you get there? Well, I fell asleep in a shipping container. You know how it is. Yeah, it's really a question of why didn't they check the shipping container before they shipped it off. Would you be okay with maybe an adult size like hide and seek game, but like on ESPN? We're talking like Hunger Games style. You get a massive area, cordon it off, hide and seek within that area, cameras all over the place. Yes, I would be okay with that. Because and like give him tools as well. Like not weapons. Like you're not allowed to hurt anyone. But like you give them a load of like ghillie suits and camouflage netting, green and brown paint, leave them loose in a forest kind of a deal. And just see what happens. And people from all walks of life as well. Like an office worker or 2 podcasters or like a doctor. Maybe 1 podcaster. No, it has to be 2. Okay, no, and they're a team. And if one of them is caught, both of them are shot dead. Okay. Why you leave me with you? Oh, I wasn't talking about us. No, I was saying the 2 Johnnies. Oh, sorry. Oh. Our enemies. The much more successful Irishmen. Yeah, no, and they're actually doing pretty well for themselves, to be fair. Oh, fuck it. Hate them, lad. I'm trying to start this rivalry, but they don't even know we exist. But we're coming for them. Come from them, come for Shrine of Duty. All the. I'm going to stop calling out podcasts. Everyone's always very nice. Yeah, everyone's lovely that we ever talk. We just do be trying to start arguments, for no reason. And we also don't even have any backup, like, in terms of if they ever actually responded, me and you would be so embarrassed about it. We'd be like, oh no, lad, there's no hassle here, don't worry about it. Like, we don't mean it. We were just talking shit, like. We're just taking the piss, like. You know, it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. You're a good skin, honestly. You're a sound owl skin, so yeah. Shaun, I'm going to finish off this week. We're going to Western Australia because I have human error, big consequences. Yeah. I couldn't escape this one. I'm sorry. Call for review into disappearance of dangerous tiny radioactive capsule in Western Australia. The capsule was being transported 1,400 kilometres between Newman and Perth. And they got to Perth
and realised they were missing one of the capsules of radioactive energy. And there's that moment where they think, oh shit, we've just lost something that is really, really, really bad to lose. Human error, big consequences.
Yeah, it was just a very dangerous and reactive radioactive cesium, I want to say.
Cesium-137 capsule.
There we go. Where, if you are close to this, your odds of getting cancer skyrocket for every second you're near it.
So it's only 6 millimeters in diameter and 8 millimeters long. So it's tiny. There's 1,400 kilometers in the journey between the two places, and it's literally 8 millimeters long.
Yeah.
So you have to find it before somebody else finds it.
Now, somebody else, or you know the way how Australian wildlife is fucked?
Yes.
What if it got more fucked?
What if we radioactive the snake?
A radioactive snake, a radioactive spider, a scorpion,
Yeah.
a
kangaroo that can suddenly fucking have laser eyes.
Kangaroo with laser eyes. It's a kangaroo that becomes Spider-Man, weirdly enough.
Oh, fuck. Double up.
No stopping him. No stopping him at all.
The Department of Emergency Services was only notified that the capsule was missing when the container was unpacked for inspection on January 25th. But they had actually made the journey from January 11th to January 16th, which means it had actually been out in the open for 10 days without them even realising that it was gone.
Literally anything could have... they might have found it on the road if they knew within an hour.
Yeah.
But it could be anywhere in the outback at this point.
It's a very dangerous material and we want it recovered as fast as possible, they said. Of course, which makes sense. So, I mean, if you were within any sort of distance away from it, that is real bad for anyone. It has caused alarm in all of the Western Australia community because, it's real bad. Typically they're transported in highly protected casing that are subject to a certification verification stage. Fucking hell.
They're trying to certify and verify.
It's left my head in a bit of a spin, said the general manager.
Well, that'd be the radiation poisoning.
That's the Australian way of we fuck this big time. That's I'm in a bit of a spin actually now that I think about it. Just lads.
Just goosed it, you just absolutely
I've goosed it. If you were to stand 1 meter away from this object, you would be receiving about the equivalent of 17 chest x-rays to your body.
And they make you people, doctors leave the room for x-rays.
Yes.
That's bad. That's very, very bad. What if someone just found it and put it in their pocket and they're just walking around?
If you were to hold the source in your hand for any period of time, you would start to notice some radiation burns almost immediately, and it would just completely burn through your skin.
It's mad that we just fucking have this stuff, isn't it?
Just around.
It's just kicking around, and it's easy access and easy to lose, apparently.
Authorities are urging anyone who encounters the capsule to stay at least 5 metres away and report to the Department of Fire and Emergency Services. But what the fuck are they going to do?
Yeah, it's not on fire. Oh God, if it's on fire, what happens?
If they turn up with your fire engine and you still have a big radioactive capsule, okay, what do we do now? Because we can't still pick it up.
What way was this transported? Surely it would be in a box of some kind.
So apparently they are meant to go in those boxes, but what happened was that while it was lost in transit, authorities believe it fell through a hole in the truck where a bolt had been dislodged after a container collapsed in transit due to vibrations.
Right. Okay.
So there was one bolt missing, and it fell into that hole out of the truck.
What are the odds of that happening?
Well, I suppose over 1,400 kilometres probably quite high if you're carrying quite a lot of them.
But they're not just fucking loose in the back of a pickup truck, like.
No. So it had to fall out of the container, then fall onto the floor, then fall through the gap onto the road.
I'm thinking, a box, a briefcase of some kind, with probably lined with lead, with some foam to hold all the little yolks.
Yeah.
Like, how can I think of this and they can't? I don't think I'm being unreasonable.
I just want to say we could be getting, as you said, super-powered animals. Spider-Man could actually occur now. Because
would make sense in Australia.
Because they would obviously be the origin of Spider-Man. And a nuclear reactor spider comes along, bites one of the lads. Like, you're fucking away with it. The most relaxed Spider-Man of all time.
How many x-rays do you think you've had in your life?
One.
One?
Yeah.
What do you have an x-ray on?
I got injured in training and I couldn't breathe, so I needed a chest x-ray. It turned out some guy had dislodged my lung, so every time I took a breath my ribs were crushing my own lungs.
That's pretty fucked, actually.
Yeah.
Glad you had the x-ray.
Yeah. But they actually told me I was grand, and then it was only a week later they went, "Oh, we actually missed it." The X-ray.
Come back in. We need to tie your lung down, please.
Because I was like, lads, I genuinely still can't breathe, and they were like, "You're grand. Off you go, lad.
Go do
off
a few
you
sprints
go.
there. You'll be fine."
Warm up a little bit. You're going to tell me you've had about 19.
I've had about 24.
Fuck off. Have you had 24 x-rays?
I've had a rake of x-rays.
What?
I'm just fucking myself up. I've had a couple of ankle x-rays, couple of chest x-rays, and a heap of head x-rays, I will be honest. Because I got braces and headgear and shit. So I would go, 3 or 4 times a year. Every time they would x-ray my head. To see how much.
Actually, I have had an MRI as well, just due to the fact of all the concussions.
All the concussions, yeah.
I forgot about the MRI, ironically.
Well,
I need another one. Oh man, yeah, no. I concussions and impact stuff, but not a lot of X-rays.
Nothing breaks. It just gets very badly bruised.
Oh, just a bent in several different ways, but I just kind of beat it back in and I go again.
What kind of shape are your knees in? Just out of curiosity.
Pretty good, actually.
Oh, really? Me too.
Yeah. It's so ironic. Shaun, I think that's it for this week's Weird News.
What a week. Would you like me to take us out, Conor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, Monday with Movie Mondays, and next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesday. Big thank you, as always, goes out to our wonderful patrons over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. And thanks very much goes to Róisín the Wife Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu Dozer Enthusiast Evanson, Fun Facts with Waffles. Aotearoa New Zealand has the world's only Alpine Parrot. It's called the Kia and a flock can strip a car. Conor. So,
is that where Kia Ora comes from?
I think it is. I think it must be.
Interesting.
The parrots are class. As I said at the start of the show.
You did actually say that at the start.
Yeah. So look, it's meant to be. It's Parrot Week here. Thanks also to David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the Wash and It'll Be Grand Jamieson, Dominic, Anna Irish Walrus Forever Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, No One's Ever Really Gone Luke Hoth, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Buster, Ed Ball, The Adventures of Indiana Jones and the Franchise That Just Won't Die. Conor and Lorraine had completely forgot to shorten their long nickname until catching up on the podcast recently. Russ, Shaun, you should know that this is the game that you're back in, as mentioned by the second best barber Parfit. Very good. And Jackson Bruheim. Thank you all very, very much for the support. We are absolutely wonderful people and we could not do the show without you. There are other ways to support the show. There is a merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @Heroes4HirePod. The 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
I think that's about it, Conor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Meighan.
And we shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.